So I began to think about training and also learning as just empowering your precuneus, which is about recognizing patterns, and your caudate nucleus, which is your memory banks where you've stored procedures and strategies and appropriate responses. So you have basically three elements to intelligence. And of course, this is just one perspective, one definition of intelligence, but these three elements are correlated with the way that your brain works. So I think it's a fairly good approximation of intelligence. So the first element is the visual cortex, and this is the part of your brain that recognizes what you see, right? So you have to have your eyes open because that's the only way that you're going to be able to use your visual cortex. So your eyes are open, you're absorbing information, whether it's a book, a diagram, a situation, etc. And then the second step is where your precuneus is scanning and interpreting what you're seeing, what you're reading. And your precuneus has the job of recognizing patterns, recognizing problems, right? So, for example, an expert, could be a doctor, could be a dentist, will see the same thing that everybody can see with their visual cortex. But the expert is able to recognize a problem, recognize a pattern, and that's how the expert can proceed to the third step, which is to draw a response, to draw a solution from his caudate nucleus. This is the part of the brain where the expert has stored strategies, solutions, responses, procedures. So to be an expert, you've got to have these three elements developed. Now, the visual cortex, sorry, can almost everybody has it, right? Unless you're blind. But some people have a visual cortex that can see faster, or that can absorb more information. But usually, that's not where the bottleneck is. The bottleneck is, first of all, in the precuneus, where you see what everybody else sees, but as an expert, you can spot a problem. And then there's another bottleneck, because you could be able to spot a problem, but you might not have the solution. So this is where experience comes into play. But I argue that experience, or real life experience, is not necessary if you have immersed yourself in a simulated environment. It could be VR, or it could be just a simple software interface. If you have immersed yourself in a simulation environment where you've been confronted with certain problems, and you have been trained to draw on the right solutions, the right strategies, and all of this can be built in a simulation environment. So that's the idea I have for all my software, or most of my software programs. It's about empowering the human brain by focusing, first of all, on your precuneus, which allows you to recognize problems quickly, and second, by helping you to memorize as many solutions and procedures as possible, so that after you recognize a problem using your precuneus, then you can immediately come up with the appropriate solution or response. So basically, that's what intelligence is all about. It can be the intelligence of a value investor, it could be the intelligence of a venture capitalist. They're all working from the same basic model. And in this video, I just explained to you the three phases of, or the three critical elements of intelligence. If you're missing one of these three elements, then you cannot be intelligent, because you're not interpreting the environment, and whatever is going on in that environment, you're not interpreting it correctly as a problem that requires a solution, that requires a quick response right away. So this is a very simple model that I explained in my artificial intelligence keynotes, just to tell people that, look, you have the intelligence, you have these three critical elements, but it's up to you to refine and develop these three critical elements so that you can become more and more intelligent over time.